Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about preserving, in particular freezing, the abundance of produce that is available at this time of year, either at the farmer's market or from your own garden. I'd like to talk particularly about freezing because freezing is so easy and you can do small amounts of it. It doesn't take a lot of time. If you have bushels and bushels of tomatoes or plants or other vegetables, it's wise to want to spend a couple of days canning them. If you have a small freezer or if you have a large freezer and you have a week's worth of green beans and you don't want to eat green beans every night of the week, freezing the excess is so simple. All you need to do to blanch vegetables is to get a big pot, like a pasta pot, full of water, rolling boil, no salt necessary. And you immerse the vegetables for a specific amount of time, usually around 3 minutes. What this does is that it kills off the enzymes, the molds, the bacteria that might contribute to spoilage, which can happen in the freezer as well as in cans and jars and things like that. You take the vegetables out and you immerse them in ice water to stop the cooking. You want the vegetables to be al dente, not necessarily fully cooked, because when you thaw them and have them for your dinner, you finish the cooking at that time. I have these lovely Roma beans. It's one of my absolute favorite green beans, and they are really coming on strong here at the farm. And I have already blanched these and taken them out. They're cool. All I have to do now is put them in a plastic bag, a little plastic baggie, and you can portion them according to your family size. If you only have 2 people, put 2 people's worth of beans in there, or 4, 6. There are only 2 of us, so I tend to do it for 2. Now, something you want to do is make sure you get the air out. And so that involves sort of squeezing it, but a real clever thing is to get a straw. Is zip it here, put a little straw in there and suck the air out. It's really cool the way that happens. Then all you have to do is sort of flatten them out a little bit. And if you can do this in your freezer, lay your packages flat so that they freeze really fast. And then once they've done that, then you can stack them in a corner or stack them in a box. The same goes for corn. I happen to have leftover corn from corn on the cob, and I have put that in. This is blanched, obviously. I put that in a little baggie, and that can be frozen as well. Now, here's a really neat thing to do with tomatoes. You can, of course, freeze tomato sauce, any kind of pizza sauce, that kind of thing. But if you have a lot of tomatoes coming on, all you have to do is pop them in a plastic bag whole. Wash them, dry them. You don't have to skin them, peel them. You don't have to core them. You just put them in a plastic bag, zip it up, squeeze out the air, and put them in your freezer. Now, the cool thing about this is that when you take them out of the freezer, the skins come right off. And the tomatoes are nice and soft, almost like a canned tomato, and you can just add them to your soup or add them to your sauce or whatever. It's just about the easiest way to preserve tomatoes that I know. And I suggest you give these things a try, because now is the time to do it.